Last one to the boat has to make dinner. The challenge was made and the race was on. I was a college student camping with a bunch of friends up in the Tennessee mountains, and at the end of our hike up a hill, Sean dropped the dinner challenge and off we took. Most of the group jockeyed for position as they ran down the trail that we had used to get up the hill. But I decided to take a different path, one that I was sure was shorter, but where the terrain was unknown. So jumping and twisting and turning as I ran, I could tell the shoreline was getting closer, but what I didn't know was that my path was blocked by a large blackberry bush. As I replay the scene, it all unfolds in slow motion in my mind as I jump, see the bush while in the air, and realize that the only place to land is right in the middle of all of its thorns. And needless to say, after extracting a couple dozen thorns from my arms and legs, I was still responsible for dinner. Hebrews 12 describes the life of faithfulness like a race, where three things are important. Number one, running unencumbered. Secondly, running with endurance. And thirdly, running with a clear goal in mind. The author of Hebrews writes, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us." We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion, who initiates and perfects our faith. Running the race of faith while being trapped in sin is like trying to run through a blackberry bush. Our progress is slowed and it's super painful. We need to find ways to shed the thorns of sin. Similarly, if we train for a sprint and then realize that we're actually running a marathon, we may have a burst of speed at the beginning of the race, but we will not be prepared for the long haul, and we will be more likely to give up. So what we need to do is keep our clear goal in mind, namely Jesus. When we realize that Jesus has already successfully run the race, then his race can become a blueprint for ours. The sin that slows us down, he can set us free. Our lack of endurance, we can train with him. And when we do, our opportunity for success increases dramatically. So yes, running this life can feel like a crazy race, especially when we do it alone. So keep running and don't give up. But friends, more importantly, let's keep our eyes on Jesus. He has made a way. He has been victorious, and he is cheering us on. And he is our ultimate goal. Today, let's live faith first.